he didn't even care that I was crying. Like, my heart was broken and this man did not care. Like, what's up, you guys, and welcome back to another video. So today, as you can tell by the title, okay, first let me like start over because like I obviously have on the same exact thing I do as my try on video, but that's because I literally just got through doing that video and I decided to do another one. So as you can already tell by the title, this is going to be a story time of my first heartbreak. Only a few people know about this, I guess, because like I don't talk to anybody, but okay, whatever. Let me just get right into the video. So I'm not gonna say like any names. I'm obviously gonna change the names, but like for those of you who like personally know me, then y'all like know who I'm talking about. So I was dating this boy named Bob, and I want to say we were dating from like my junior year in high school to my senior year in high school. And you know, it was all cute or whatever. Like, I was a cheerleader, he was a football player. Then I became captain of the cheerleading team, and I think he was captain of the football team. I don't remember, but things started to change. But like, obviously people change up every day, and like I don't mean to say that in like a bad way or like a negative way, but you got to think like nobody's gonna stay the same person that they are. Like, you are definitely a different person than who you were 2 or 3 years ago. So anyway, out my whole high school time, I always had a boyfriend. Like, my freshman and sophomore year I had a boyfriend, and then junior and senior year I had a boyfriend. But I've only been in 2 real relationships, and that was with them 2, and they both was in high school. You know, like I said, everything was all good. Like, we would do stuff with each other, like go out, have fun. Like, my family like really liked him, his family really liked me. Towards the end of our relationship, I started noticing like different things that like just weren't the same. And so like I would ask about him, like, you know, do you feel any different? Like, is there something that I'm doing? Blah, blah, blah. And his answer would always be like, no, everything is good, like we good. Our 1 year anniversary came up, and his friend had injured himself, but he like, I think it was his hand. I think he had like a cut or something on his hand, so he had to go to the hospital because it had got infected like real bad. But that was the same day as our anniversary. So I'm thinking like, you know, it's our 1 year anniversary. Like, okay, we could like stop and see a friend, obviously, because that was my friend too, and like we want to make sure he good. But I just feel like we shouldn't spend like the whole entire night at the hospital because it's our anniversary. Like, we supposed to like be doing something together, just me and you. So I want to say we were in Esteban's car, but Bob was driving. Yeah, Bob was driving. So he came and picked me up, and he told me, I could have sworn he told me we was gonna go like out to eat or go do something, because mind you, it's our anniversary. So I'm getting in the car all excited, blah, blah, blah. Then he was like, we gotta go stop at the hospital to go see, let's call him Timothy. We gotta go to the hospital to go see Timothy. At first I was like, okay, like that's fine, blah, blah, blah. But then like, and I'm not saying like I'm ungrateful or anything, but it's a way that you approach certain things. So Bob got me a promise ring for our 1 year anniversary. But like the way, like he could have did it much more romantic, because all he did was like, he had, okay, let's say this the box, and I'm Bob, this is me. So Bob is driving, right? He takes the box out and was like, huh. Like, he didn't even like, okay, he obviously not supposed to have a speech because it's not like he proposing to me, but like, you don't just say huh and then have me open it and all that stuff. Like, you could have been like, happy anniversary, babe, or this is my appreciation for you, something like that. You could have said something. Like, the ring was pretty. Like, at first when I first saw it, like, because I want to say it was just like my heart necklace, but it was a ring. I think the ring had a heart on it, like my necklace. When I first saw it, because we was in the car, when I first saw it, it looked silver, and everybody knows I don't like silver. So like, when I saw it, I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, I don't really like this, but I like the diamonds that it had in it. And so I just put it on, you know, and I was like, okay, I'll just put it on myself since you don't want to put it on for me, or you don't want to give me like this cute speech for like it being our 1 year anniversary. So we get to the hospital, and you know, we sitting there in the room, and everybody like, oh, happy anniversary, blah, blah, blah. But you know, the main focus is on Timothy because he don't want hurt right now. So I'm like, I'd rather us like, you know, make sure he's good, blah, 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 and then we could like go because it's our anniversary. Like at this point, because we done been here for like an hour or two now, like, and I just have the biggest attitude, like, why are we still here? Like, this is our anniversary, it's getting late, like, what? Like, I'm getting irritated at this point. So everybody like, let me see your ring, blah, blah, blah. And then when I was showing them in the inside, I saw that it was gold, so then I got happy again. I was like, oh, okay, so it is gold, so whatever. And by the time we do leave, it's for me to go home because it's so, like, I think it was like 10 or 11, and like nothing was still open for us to even do anything. So I had the biggest attitude, like, how are we supposed to spend our 1 year anniversary like at a hospital for somebody who's like, it's not like he was sick or anything, or like injured that bad to where they was gonna have to amputate his hand off. Like, he had a cut, it was infected, they put something in it, and he had to stay in the hospital. Like, fast forward on to the breakup. We broke up right maybe a week or two before prom. Leading up to that, that's when I started noticing like our relationship like going down, because at this point we've been together for a year and a half now. So a year and 6 months we were together. And that's when one of his other friends, let's call him Daniel. So Daniel comes and he just starts acting totally different. Like, he rather spend time with, you know, his friends than with me. Like, the time we started spending with each other, it became less and less. Like, we weren't even really talking. Like, we would get into about the smaller stuff, and that's when I kept asking him, like, is there something that I'm doing wrong? Is like let me know, so like if we in a relationship we have to talk about these things. I want to say he broke up with me through text, pretty much saying like everything I asked him about previously, he said that's what the problem was. And in my head I'm thinking, like, I asked you this, like, you could have told me that when I asked you, but you decided not to, so like, why now? Then he sends me a song that was like, what's the name of that song? When you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad. That song, I don't know the name of it, but that song, so he sent me that song. He was like, this is how I feel. I want you to listen to the lyrics. So I'm listening to the lyrics. I'm like, okay, like, this don't make sense. Like, you're not treating me bad. The only part that you treat me bad with is the fact that you breaking up with me over something that I asked you about, like, prior. Like, why are you just not saying something about it? Before that, we had like picked out prom colors and everything. So I was like, okay, well, we breaking up, like, I'm finna just at first I was asking like, why, like, what's the problem, blah blah blah. And then this boy had the nerve to tell me, which don't even make sense, and I'm still like, look, he's salty that he said that. He was like, what's not understood does not have to be explained. I'm like, first of all, that's not even how the saying go. It's what's understood doesn't have to be explained. But he wanted to do too much and say what's not understood doesn't have to be explained. And he better not lie and say that he never said that, because I remember those words, because I sat there and was like, how that don't even make sense. Like, so don't you try to lie and say you never said that, because you did. And that's when I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just go on prom by myself, because like at this point my mama had went out of town, so I didn't, like, it was like too much going on. Like, I felt like, for one, I had just gotten broken up with. For two, like, the dress that I originally ordered was like an all red dress, because we were supposed to wear red and metallic. My dress was supposed to be all red. It's supposed to be like see-through by the stomach, like a halter top, and then like a mermaid bottom. I ordered it, and when it came in, it was it too long or too short? I think it was too wide up in here, and I want to say it was too long. I know for sure it was like too wide up in here, so we had to take it to the cleaners, have them to like redo it. But by the time that they finished doing it, it was like the day right before prom, and my mama was still out of town. She was coming back home that day, and like I just felt like nothing was going right, because my dress didn't fit me right, like nothing. So we had to go to the store last minute. We went, I forgot what store we went to, but it was some store, and I found like a a white sparkly dress. If I have a picture, I'm gonna drop it so y'all can see like what I was like for prom. But I didn't even want to go to prom, but I had already paid for the ticket and everything, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just go, like, cause it's prom, like you only go to prom once, like your actual prom you only go once. So we ended up getting a dress and everything was like so last minute. My makeup was last minute, my hair was semi last minute because the way I wanted to style it, the lady couldn't style it like that, so that was wrong. My makeup was like, oh, it was like last minute, like it was just not a great experience. And so when he came to pick me up, let me start off by saying, I guess they had a track meet or something that they had to go to where he wasn't gonna, we had to push our send-off time back. So at first he was like, okay, the send-off time is gonna be at like 7. But I think it was a bus, because I had to take a bus since he didn't tell me that, he didn't, like all this track stuff, he didn't tell me until either like the day before or the day of. So I'm sitting here making like last minute arrangements. I couldn't even, nobody came to my send off because it went from like to a later time to very, very last minute. And he told me, oh, this is how it happened. Because he told me that we had to have the send-off at an early time because he had a track meet in between there and he wasn't gonna be able to get to prom until after 7, and the bus was leaving, I want to say at like 4, or the bus was leaving at 5, but he had a track meet at like 7, so he wasn't gonna ride the bus with everybody else. He was gonna drive himself because they had got rentals or whatever. So I'm telling everybody like, yeah, my send-off is at this time, blah, blah, blah. And everybody like, well, I'm not gonna be able to make it because we're gonna be just not either getting out of school or like they're gonna still be at work and won't get off until like a later time. So at this point, I'm just like, what was the whole point? Like, I could have just not went to prom and not had to deal with none of this, but I know like I would have obviously regretted it later in life. So after that, it was like a lot of back and forth. Like one minute he was going to the track meet, next minute he wasn't. Then it turns out that I went through all of that rearranging for him to say that he's not going to the track meet. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So what he did was he picked me up at like 4. We took pictures at my house. His family came over to my house. We took pictures. Then we went to his cousin's house and we took pictures there. Then he forgot the flower thing, so we had to go back and get that. Then he drove me up to the school and dropped me off at the school, and I got on the bus by myself. Everybody else was like coupled up and dated up and all of that, and here I am sitting by myself. Everybody asking me like where he at. I'm like, first of all, like we broke up, so like we not even together, for one. 2, he told me he had a track meet that he's not even going to, so now I'm really sitting here looking dumb. Like I could have did all of this by myself, and the reason why he didn't want to go by himself, or he didn't want us to go by ourselves, because he said we picked our colors out and everything. But I'm like, first of all, my dress not even like going with what you got on. Like I have on all white with like red lipstick and my toes was red. That was the only red I had on, plus the like flower. I'm like, I definitely could have went by myself. Like I didn't have to go through all of this. So we get to the place for prom and everybody dancing and stuff. I danced with this man maybe once or twice. And then that's it. Like he again went over there by his friends and everything and like just kept leaving me. And I was like, at the time I didn't really have friends because like, I don't know, people switch up on you at any given time. So I just didn't have friends. All I had was him at the, well, I mean I have friends, but like they had their dates and everything. So I was still like sitting by myself like the whole prom pretty much. Then when we get to like Navy Pier on the boat, I was still by myself. Like he sat with his friends, I sat with my friend and her boyfriend, and I just felt like a third wheel. So like I just started crying. Like I went on the outside, I started crying. Like this dude, like he broke my heart for one. Like he broke up with me right before prom. Like he humiliated me by like having us go on prom together and still like ditch me the whole time. And then like he didn't even care that I was crying. Like my heart was broken and this man did not care. Like it was just like whatever to him. So after that was like graduation and everything, and like I hadn't seen him since the breakup. Like there was times when he would like text me, you know, like we'll be cool, but then like after that it was just, he was just acting like any old random dude that only wanted one thing. To that, it got to that point. So then I just stopped talking to him, and then I hadn't talked to him for like 1,000 years. And I just not recently, but like I want to say last year or the beginning of this year, I had saw him for the first time. Or was it the beginning? I don't know. I just know I seen him for the first time in a long time, and it just brought back all the memories, and I was just so mad. Like, why would you do that to me? But I mean, not actually, low-key, now that I did this video, I don't care no more. Like, I mean, like, I didn't care for a while. And I'm not gonna say that I did not care, if that even makes sense. But like, at first I used to be like, I'm not gonna lie, I used to have like hate towards him because I felt like he ruined my senior year. Then the boy, I forgot to tell y'all, he had the nerve to, I had just got a job, like trying to get over him and everything. This man decided to come up to my job with his friends. I'm like, come on now, when have y'all ever went out for ice cream? Then they gonna have the nerve to sit down and eat the ice cream. Like, I was just all messed up in the head. And I really didn't like him for like a very long time. But now that I did this video, like, and got some stuff off my chest, I feel better. Like, so yeah, moral of the story is, y'all need to like start speaking y'all minds and get stuff off your chest, because the longer you hold it in, the more anger and hurt you build up. So yeah, that was my first story time. I can't think of any more like juicy stories like that. So yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you turn on my post notifications so you get all of my videos. And sorry that I'm looking like a bum, but I'm actually about to go wash my hair right now. I just had to finish this video, make this video for y'all, and yeah. Okay, bye.
It's gonna go bitey on the beat, bitey on the beat, bitch is gonna go bitey on the beat, bitey. Oh, come on, bitch,